Hi guys, and welcome back to the wood turning section of my YouTube channel. In this video we're going to be dealing with some of the pens which I've turned a little bit more recently, and we'll go into a bit more depth regarding them. The first pen I'm going to show you actually isn't a recent pen. It's one I found. I found it after I'd made the videos regarding the older pens. This is in fact the first pen I ever turned. The body is, I'm not sure, I think it's blackwood, African blackwood. Yeah, it is African blackwood, I can tell with the sapwood. African blackwood, straight up and down, very first pen I ever did turn. It's a nice pen, nice enough. I was really over the moon when I turned it, but as you can see, it's as basic as they come. So we'll quickly move on, but I just wanted to show you that one. Right, this one. I think the kit I got from Turner's Retreat. It's an unusual looking pen. The wood, the laminated wood, actually I made that laminated wood well before I started turning. I was actually going to make a box out of it, make a high quality box out of it, and never got round to it. Then started turning, and I thought, oh, I'll cut it up with the bench saw, you know, and table saw, sorry, and make it into some pen blanks, and it did turn out quite well. Unfortunately, it was Pau Amarello and Pau Rosa. Now, the Pau Amarellos faded somewhat. It was quite bright yellow, but it is no more. It's not a pen kit that I like. It works, but it's not one of my favourites. But there you go. Right, next one. The next one is another a laminated pen blank that I'd made myself. Just basically scraps of wood glued together and then sawn into pen blanks. You know, it just prove, you know, you don't need superb timber, you know, an absolutely brilliant pen blank. You can make your own, you know, you just out of scraps. You've got contrasting timbers, and I mean, on here we've got what we've got 1, 2, 3 different timbers there, so it just makes it that bit different, you know, it just lifts it that bit. Here is another early-ish one. This is beech from a tree that was growing not too far away from me, with a laminated band put in by myself. It's a lot more goes into laminating these bands than you would imagine. If you're a wood turner, you probably know that already, but to somebody who's watching this who doesn't know anything about, you know, wood turning and turning pens, they probably think that's fairly easy to put in, and it isn't. It's actually quite an involved process. Next one, a kit. This is another what I call dog bone pen. If you look at it sideways on, you'll see why I call it a dog bone. You see, looks a bit like a dog, like a bone, so I call it a dog bone pen. The kit is copper plated, which I think looks really, really attractive. It goes really well with certain woods. I'm not sure what this wood is. Yeah, I am. It's no, I'm not. Is it? I'm not sure. She oak, that's what it is, she oak. And it goes really well with it, I think, the copper. Don't know what you think. Next up is, I do believe this is do you know, it's gone again. It's a wood from the US. Oh, what do they call it? It's from Texas. You know, the Mexican sort of Texas border. Mesquite, yeah, that's it. I'm sorry about that. I do have a bit of a problem with my memory. I have to take medication, and over the years the medication's absolutely destroyed my memory. So if you hear me taking long gaps between words, what's basically happening is I'm trying to look into my head and find the word that I need. It's hard to explain, but it's infuriating sometimes. So if I go quiet, you know what's going off. I'm looking for the word. It's, as I say, it's infuriating sometimes, but it's something I can't help. It's the drugs that I've taken, prescription drugs, of course, not illegal drugs. Prescription drugs I've taken over years and years. They've totally demolished my memory. But anyway, yep, nice wood, beautiful wood. In fact, mesquite. Really, I was really surprised at the wood. Beautiful to turn, easy to turn, beautiful looking. Really nice. Nice pen. Another is it? No, this is red resin tree burr. It's quite a dark red resin tree burr though. There is a little bit going off, you can see there in the burr, but it's darkened with age. Again, nice shape. I like that shape. It's like a cigar type shape. Another, I think this is brown maley, a brown maley pen. There's quite a bit going off in it. Obviously the trouble is with a pen blank, you're only getting a small piece of wood. So even burr wood sometimes can look a bit plain because you're only seeing a tiny small piece of wood. So for a piece of burr wood to look attractive in a pen, it's got to be really, really highly figured. There's quite a lot going off in this. Maley wood's a nice wood to turn. It's a hard wood, of course, but there's usually plenty going off. It's nice. I hope that's in focus for you. Nice shape as well. This next one is Rapala lacewood. So I call this particular shape, these, you'll see I've turned several, this kind of bulbous shape, and I call them balloon pens because they're inflated, you know. But Rapala lacewood's a nice looking wood, beautiful wood, but it can be quite difficult to turn. It's quite you see, that's one of the gaps I was telling you about with my memory. It's quite a what's the word? You see, this is the problem. It's quite a difficult, not difficult, but it tends to want to splinter. The wood tends to splinter. It's got quite a coarse texture to it. But, is to be really careful and use really sharp tools. But if it's done properly, it looks really good. Right, we'll end this particular video here, guys, and then the next video will deal from said pen to said pen. I hope you'll come back, and I'm sorry about the gaps, guys, but I have explained. It's not something I can help. It's just my memory is just crap, basically. Right, I'll catch you on the next video, guys. Bye.